Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today's video is going to be about some of my favorite fragrance YouTubers, and I actually was thinking of doing a video like this a little while back and just talking about what my favorite fragrance channels were. And recently I saw there's a tag going around where people are choosing their favorite fragrance YouTubers that make them laugh, which ones inspired them to start their channel, things like that. I have a really hard time fitting everybody into certain categories. There's some categories that I have lots of people in, and then there's some categories that I can't think of somebody to put in. So I'm just going to do my favorite fragrance YouTubers in general. So some of these people will probably be very familiar to you, and other ones hopefully will be new, and I can introduce you to a couple of new channels. So yeah, let's get right into today's video. So in no particular order, we will start out with number one, and that is Silky London. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Silky London. She is very bubbly, very bright. She has a channel that has so many videos. If you can think of a topic or a type of perfume or a brand, chances are she has done a video talking about it. And what I really like about her videos is she doesn't just talk about one or two from that line. When she does a video, she will often compare the entire perfume line. So she'll do all of the Elie Saab Girl of Nows, all of the Chanel No. 5, and all of the flankers. She'll do all of the different flankers for that specific perfume, which is really interesting because it kind of gives you an insight as to what the differences are and what you might like about different fragrances before you go out and try them or buy them. And she just has a very bubbly personality. She's always smiling, and she just has a really good vibe about her channel. So if you guys haven't checked out Silky London, definitely check her out. Next on my list, number two, is Mila LeBlanc. I'm sure that most of you watch Mila LeBlanc. She is just hilarious. She has no filter. She says what's on her mind. She doesn't care what other people think. She is very confident. She's not afraid to say disclaimers or say things in her videos, even at the expense of other people maybe not liking certain things. I just get a kick out of her. Honestly, one of my favorite videos of her I can remember is when she was mimicking commenters saying, "Hey Mila, don't you think you look plastic enough?" And she was like, "Clearly I don't." Like she's just out there. She's just very funny, and I just like watching her mostly for her personality. We have a little bit of a different taste in perfumes. She really likes a lot of those strong, deep, dark, dense, like oudy fragrances, like Alien Oud, which I can't do Alien Oud. It's a little too dark for me. But some areas we're very similar on. We both love Olympia from Paco Rabanne, and I just really like her. And let's face it, her makeup and her overall look is goals. She is just absolutely gorgeous, and she's just really funny. I really, really like Mila LeBlanc. If you guys haven't checked her out, definitely head over and check out her channel. I think you would really like her. Okay, number three on my list is another very famous fragrance reviewer, and this is Jeremy Fragrance. Now, I know he is hugely popular, and it might seem a little bit cliche to put him in here, but he was probably one of the first fragrance reviewers I ever saw, probably because in the beginning when I was searching for fragrances, and this was before I even had a channel, this was like way back, and I was just looking for sexy women's fragrances or the best fragrances for women. This was just when I was looking for suggestions as a viewer, and his videos would always be the ones to come up. And what I found about him, first of all, he's actually influenced a lot of my personal buying decisions. I've bought a lot of perfumes based on his recommendations in the past, including Juicy Couture, Gold Couture, La Nuit Trésor, just a ton of them. Hugo Boss, the scent for her, Private Accord, which turned out to have really terrible longevity. So not everything that I buy based on his recommendation turns out to be a winner. But what I like about Jeremy is you can pretty much always count on him having good recommendations. Like overall, they're pretty good. They're pretty safe. They're people-pleasing. They're mass-pleasing. I do trust his judgment to a certain degree in a lot of aspects. But what I like most about him is, again, just his personality. I like his little clap and spins. I like his little catchphrases. Like, it's just kind of quirky and strange, but funny. And I think we all like it. I know a lot of people who watch his videos comment underneath that they just love the clap and spin. And he's just a very interesting, funny character. And he does have a lot of really good suggestions for both men and women's fragrances. And I just find him largely I feel like I should watch him when he posts a video because I'm going to get something out of it. I'm either going to laugh, or I'm going to be entertained, or I'm going to get a perfume suggestion. So that is Jeremy Fragrance. I don't think I need to even put a link to his channel, but I will if you guys are interested in checking him out. Okay, number 4 is a completely different style than Jeremy Fragrance, and this is Adolescence. Adolescence, I hope I'm saying that properly. I really, really like his channel. If you guys haven't seen him, definitely check him out. He is one of the channels that I would say is more educational, and what I really like about his reviews is that he reviews one perfume at a time, usually, and he will go over every aspect of the perfume you can possibly think of, from the box design, the bottle design, the atomizer, how good the sprayer is, the longevity, the fragrance itself, and then he also rates the fragrances on a scale of, I think it's 0 to 10, based on how good it is overall, and then he gives it like a score at the end, which is kind of cool. And he has a very objective point of view, so I think whether or not he likes a fragrance, he has a very objective way of rating them so that it makes it a little bit more universal, because perfume is so subjective, and obviously just because he gives it a 9 or a 10 doesn't mean that you're going to like it, but at least you know then overall it's a quality fragrance. So he does really, really knowledgeable, informational reviews, and he gives you little bits about the company and stuff like that. So if you guys haven't checked him out, definitely do. I would say his channel is definitely worth watching. Next, we have Arlene from Delicious Delights. Delicious Delights is one of the channels I first saw on YouTube back in the day when I was starting to get into fragrances as well, and I just find her to be so down to earth. She's very relaxed and calming and just easy to watch and listen to, and very relatable. She also has a very good collection. She's got both designer and niche. She has like a very broad interest in perfumes, which I like because a lot of them are very mainstream. There's ones that I've smelt before, there's ones I can relate to, but then she also shares some niche fragrances that I've never heard of, and she's really opened up my eyes, I guess, to certain niche brands that I might never have chosen to try in the past. And that's the trouble with niche, is because especially if you live like where I do, there's not a lot of niche stores available to me. In fact, there aren't any. Like I pretty much have to order everything online. I cannot go out and just smell like Byredo or Perfume de Marly. I have nowhere near me. Like I don't even think it's within like 10 hours of me. I have to go quite far. So I really, really like that Delicious Delights and other channels will give you a little bit of an insight to certain niche brands that makes you realize there's more out there than just your typical designer fragrances. So yeah, definitely check out Arlene if you haven't. She's just very relaxing, very calming, very down to earth. She's one of the nicest people, and she's also a fellow Canadian like me. So check her out. Okay, number 6 is Sheree C. Lewis. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Sheree. She is just a blast. Quite simply, she is funny, she's full of energy. You can't watch her and not smile or be uplifted or giggle. She's just very funny the way she talks to herself, and she like stops herself mid-sentence and scolds herself. And we all like when she says 2.5 seconds, guys, 2.5 seconds. She's hilarious. She goes off on these little tangents, and just the way she has of describing fragrances and attributing them to certain type of people and where they might be, what they might be wearing. She's just very imaginative and creative and like very bubbly and very, very fun to watch. Also, I really like her style overall. I like her clothing, her perfume style, her backgrounds. Everything about her is just very pleasant and very inspiring and just really nice to watch. So definitely check out Sheree if you have not, because she is a blast and you will laugh. Number 7 is The Scented, and I'm not sure what her real name is, but I've also watched pretty much all of her videos, and one of my favorite types of videos is perfume collections, and I think her perfume collection was one of the first perfume collections I ever saw on YouTube, and she has such a big collection. She has some men's fragrances as well, but mostly women's. She explains all of the perfumes very well. She has a very calm demeanor about her. She's very confident. I just really like her channel. I don't know, there's not much to say other than that. She just has a really good variety, and my favorite videos of her, I think, are just when she sits down and goes through all of her perfumes one by one and talks about them. She also does a lot of cheapies that didn't work out. She's got a lot of really good content on her channel, so definitely go and check her out if you haven't. So number 8 is Clemence CC Fragrance, and I'm sorry, I have zero French accent skills and I am probably butchering that. I know you probably say her name differently. If you guys haven't checked out Clemence, I'm going to call her Clemence, do head over and check her out. I'm not going to lie, what I like the most about her is her accent. I really dig the French accent. I like listening to somebody with an accent talk about perfumes. I don't know why, it just makes it very intriguing to me. I could sit there and just listen to her talk about fragrances all day. She also has a very fun personality, and I really enjoy how she displays her notes on the screen. She has them very big, very bold, and she also has a pretty good selection. Like some of the men's videos I'm not really into because I don't look for men's fragrances. Like my boyfriend does not need any help in that department. I think he probably has the best men's fragrances out there. And I don't look for myself for men's fragrances, obviously, but the women's ones, she does such a good job. And I really like how she's very open-minded. Like certain fragrances she talks about, she would say this smells a little bit too young for me, but I still like it because. And yeah, I just quite like her. So definitely check her out. She's very charming. That is Clemence CC Fragrance. Okay, so number 9 on my list is somebody I actually recently discovered, and it is the Curious Perfumer. So, funny story, we had actually spoken on Instagram a while back, and I didn't even realize that she had a perfume channel. I don't even know what we were talking about, but then I discovered later on, I was like, oh my gosh, she actually has a channel. And I checked it out, and she has such good videos, you guys. I definitely go check her out. She is one channel that I hope really, really grows, and she's actually from the US. And what I like about her videos is, for one thing, she's just very down to earth. She just feels like you're talking to like your next door neighbor, your coworker, just a very down to earth person. She has a huge collection. I love her perfume collection videos. She has a really good mix of designer and niche. I would say she mostly has designer from what I've seen. And she's also suggested a lot of perfumes that I would not have tried otherwise, including Kenzo World Power. I'm very excited to try that one based on her video. And something I like is that I always take something away from her videos, whether it's a new perfume or some interesting information about a note or something. And there's just always something I can take away. She's just very relaxing to watch, and I can just put her videos on any time of day and just listen to her in the background while I'm cleaning. It's just that kind of video. Like you can just put it on in the background and just do whatever you need to do and listen. So definitely go and check her out. That is the Curious Perfumer. And number 10 is Amanda Loves Perfumes. This is also a smaller channel and a newer channel that I've discovered. And we have slightly different tastes in perfume. I noticed there's a few on her list that she really, really loves, and I like something very different, but she has a very large collection again, and she has inspired me to look after my fragrances better. She actually has a small refrigerator, and she keeps her perfumes at the perfect temperature. She knows exactly what the right temperature is, and she keeps them there. And she really just inspired me to like take better care of my perfumes. And I really like her videos. She's again another one of those channels that you can just put on any of her videos and you know it's going to be pretty good content. You're going to take something away from it. You're going to learn about a new perfume. You're going to hear about something different. Her love of perfumes really comes through. She gets very enthusiastic about them. And yeah, just a really nice channel. So if you haven't checked out Amanda Loves Perfumes, definitely check her out as well. Number 11 is Karina Waldron. So of course I have to include Karina. She is just lovely and so classy, and she's such a gorgeous lady. And I love her background. She has a very professional channel. She just has one of the most professional channels. Like when you watch them, you know that she's obviously a bigger channel, bigger reviewer. And I just really enjoy when she sprays her perfumes on her arms and smells them. I feel like I'm right there with her smelling them. And she has a really nice mix of niche and designer, and I like that she doesn't talk about too many really crazy out there niche fragrances that I have not ever heard about, because sometimes to me it feels like I'm less likely to put my money into those fragrances or to order samples, because there's so many perfumes out there. And especially when you're getting into the niche world, there's literally thousands of fragrances, and it's really hard to know, okay, is this going to be one I even like, or should I just save my money? So I really like that she talks about a little bit more of the more common niche fragrances, because I'm more likely to say, okay, I'm going to blind buy this because Karina likes it. I'm more likely to like this than I am to like something that's just completely out in left field. If you guys haven't checked out Karina, definitely check her out. She is wonderful. You're almost guaranteed to love her. And she's also a fellow Canadian as well. And number 12 on my list is Gabby Loves Perfumes. So I discovered her channel back when she had literally about 100 subscribers. I don't know how I stumbled upon it. I'm so glad that I did. Somehow YouTube's algorithm recommended it to me, and immediately I liked it. And I was like, yep, I'm going to keep watching her videos. And I was just really hoping she would get bigger, and she has, and I'm so proud of her for doing so well. She's just very youthful and very fun to watch, and we have very similar taste in perfumes. 9 times out of 10, I know that whatever she's going to review is something I would probably like as well. And she also puts a lot of work in, especially for being a newer channel. She pumps out videos all the time. And I know that a lot of us were home a little bit more often during quarantine, so we had a little bit more time, but I really do feel that she puts a lot of time and effort. That's the vibe I get from her. I feel like she puts a lot of time and effort and money into her channel. She buys perfumes all the time, and I just really like her. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Gabby Loves Perfumes, definitely check her out. She and I have done a collaboration as well. I will link that video down below if you're interested. So those are my top 12 favorite or most watched perfume channels at the moment. I have a few honorable mentions. Number 1 is Gabriella Francesca. I'm sure many of you guys have heard of her. I think she has influenced a lot of us to purchase Encelance from Guerlain. I know it was because of her video that I purchased Encelance. Also Fragrance with Amy. If you guys haven't heard of Fragrance with Amy, she does very similar video styles to mine. She does a lot of hands perfumes, and I just really like her accent. I like her voice. I like the way she talks about the perfumes. Sarah Mays, I really like her channel as well. Melissa Jean, Jeanne Antoinette, hope I'm saying her name properly. She does a lot of really good videos as well. She has a great camera presence. Chloe Zadori, she and I have done a perfume collaboration as well. I really like Chloe because I find her to be a very classy young lady. She's just very pleasant to watch, and she and I both have very similar perfume tastes as well, and I just think she's a really cute person. I just like her. So sometimes you just watch people because you like them. Chloe's one of those people. Queen Ken's, I believe it's pronounced Ken's. It's spelled Cons, but it's pronounced Ken's, and I also have really enjoyed a lot of her perfume videos. And also Demi Rawling. I have to give Demi Rawling props because she is one of the very first perfume reviewers I ever watched in the beginning. She's definitely influenced some of my purchases way back in the day when I was just buying for myself as a viewer. Lately, I feel like we've had slightly different tastes because she is more into like the Middle Eastern and oudi fragrances, and I don't love the Middle Eastern and oudi fragrances so much for myself. I like them a little bit more for my boyfriend. But anyways, she is a wealth of knowledge and experience. I think she's been doing this for a long time, and she has smelt tons of fragrances, including super, super high-end. So I believe that I can trust her opinion and her judgment when it comes to quality. And that's what I like about her. I feel like she's very, very trustworthy in terms of what is a good quality fragrance versus what isn't a good quality fragrance, even though we have slightly different taste. All of these channels will be linked down below. Definitely check them out. And please let me know in the comments if there are any videos, any channels that you would recommend that I check out. Yeah, I know there's so many that I missed, and I apologize if there's any people whose names weren't on this list. There are so many good new channels that are just coming out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.